I would look at some of them and say, okay, let's look at like what is to be gained from this comment.
This angers me beyond anger itself. Good day, everybody. Thank you once again for clicking on to this Dangerous Crusader Reacts. Today, we are reacting to Kat Von D. Now, those of you that don't know Kat Von D, she's a tattoo artist. She was a television personality. She was the one in the LA Ink show. She's also a recording artist, and she was an occult worshiper. She was all about it when she just recently got married, and in her wedding, it was total occult stuff. She wore a deep red dress with horns coming out. So she is an occult member, or she was an occult member. Very shocking. What happened not too long ago is she actually gave her life to Christ. She sold all of her books of Wicca and occult stuff. She got rid of all of it. She said she didn't want to bring it in the house anymore, and she got baptized. There's some controversy surrounding her in Christian circles, and I wanted to watch just a little bit of this clip. Now, this clip is from Allie Beth Stucky. I believe that's her. Allie Beth Stucky. I have the link down in the description, so go ahead and click on her, give her a like, give her a shout out, give her a sub. She's really good at what she does as far as interviewing and doing these podcasts. Again, it's Allie Beth Stucky. But I want to just watch a little bit of this because there is some controversy, and I do want to address it a little bit if I matter at all. So let's go and have at it.
But I will say that my husband and I, we look at the Rolodex of friends that we have, and the ones that are dictating their life through that, and they're making life decisions through tarot or through, some of the witchcraft stuff, like even the meditation stuff, or like, and I'm going to definitely offend a lot of people, but like the ayahuasca trips or the meditation camps and silent retreats, all the things that I used.
See, so what she's talking about, you see Kat Von D right there. She is not a prototypical Christian that you would see walking in the church on a Sunday in South Carolina. She's not that typical Christian. She was into all that Wicca stuff, the occult practices, tarot reading. And right now, I believe she's talking about people that do that and how empty that is and how deceitful that is.
Used to do, except I never did ayahuasca, but like they're all so miserable.
Yeah.
And like they're the most broke
empty
people. Usually most of them are single. They don't have stability, and I'm talking about like both financial and like the love around them.
Right.
Yeah.
There's always this drama and dread and doom and gloom, and I was one of them,
Yeah.
And it's like that's one thing that I would look around at my Christian friends and I'm like, they're not perfect by any means.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
I want what you have,
For sure. Like, she nailed it right there. And I think that's where a lot of non-believers don't understand that Christians, we are not perfect. And a lot of non-believers think that we think as followers of Jesus Christ that we're perfect, but we're not. We know that we need Jesus. We know that we're sinners. We're just as bad as the tarot card readers and and the occult practicing people. We need Jesus just like they need Jesus. And that's something that I'm glad that she brought up. And she said they're not anywhere from perfect, which is good. I'm glad she said that because she knows we're not.
Like I love the light that you have. And it's like, so we're like, let's not be dummies anymore. And let's just like figure out what this obviously hasn't worked for us, let's like explore this. And so that's kind of like my whole perspective on it.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you're pursuing anything else but Christ, man, it's empty. It's so sad to see people that you love and genuinely care for chasing after the dollar or chasing after girls or boys, whatever, chasing after all these things that at the end, it just leaves you empty. And you can be doing that for years on end, and you're just going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and not even just stopping and taking like a look at yourself and saying, okay, how have I improved in the last 5 years? Is my life fulfilled? Am I fulfilling, my life? And a lot of times, if you just sit there and think, you're like, man, I have nothing. It's so empty. Doing all this stuff is so empty. And I've felt that before in my life, and I know some of you have felt that before in your life. You go through life and then you stop, you look around, you're like, what am I doing? And it's only when you get to Christ and the hope that he brings is where you start improving your life and feeling better and feeling fulfilled.
I think, again, like I have no intentions of cutting off my friends that I don't necessarily agree with or, don't see
That's
things
good.
the same way. I don't
good.
think
You
Jesus
shouldn't.
would either. And so it's like,
She's right.
'cause I got a lot of criticism after I posted that baptism video, and I think that like Christians, you know, when you do that, you don't realize how much harm you're doing, you know? Like I would look at a lot of the comments that I got, and they were really cruel and very, very annoyingly holier than thou. And I would look at some of them and say, okay, let's look at like what is to be gained from this comment.
This angers me beyond anger itself. This makes me so mad. You have a woman here who has a husband, who has a son, who was in the occult, was doing witchcraft, doing all this stuff. She was like the poster child for it. And Jesus grabs a hold of her. Jesus grabs a hold of her and changes her life, transforms her life. And these Christians are bashing her. Bashing her. Why? Why are you doing that? A woman like this, you pray for. You rejoice and you pray for. You could be skeptical, but you be skeptical in your prayer. You do not be skeptical online and be like, oh, well, you're not really this. You're not really that. This is a follower of Jesus Christ, as far as we know. And as far as I've been watching, I've seen a couple things with her, and she's bearing some good fruit. She's pruned the bad fruit. And we need to rejoice and pray. This makes me so angry. So angry. Man, I want to see her in heaven, and I want to rejoice with her, and I want to party with her. And some of you guys, like she said, holier than thou Christians, and there's a lot of you out there. And I was that at one point in my life. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I was that in a point in my life. I didn't do much living. I didn't know what it was like to be leveled, to be completely without anything, to have nothing but the Lord. I was that guy. 20 years ago, I would have said she's not a Christian. And if there was YouTube back then, I would have commented something bad. But grow up. That's not how the world is. Every single person that turns to Christ needs to be encouraged. Now, if it comes out a month from now that she was just doing it for publicity, pray for her. Makes me so mad. I'm sorry. I apologize. It just angers me so much. That's a lot of the reasons why I don't call myself a Christian anymore. I call myself a follower of Jesus Christ, because Christianity has been hijacked by these holier than thou Christians. Hijacked. And you got these pastors who claim to be Christian that are doing everything but the Christian thing. Everything but what Jesus has commanded us to do. Many of these Christian pastors are as bad as the Pharisees that crucified Jesus. Kat Von D, I rejoice and I pray. I pray for the Lord to grow her in her faith. Support her, rejoice with her, love her.
Like, who does it help? Like, to be a know-it-all? Like,
exactly.
Does it help me?
No.
Does it help all my other followers following and like witnessing the judgment and the criticism and definitely of not knowing the other person? You know, like everyone's like, oh, well, she's a baby Christian, so, you know, you should cut her some slack. It's like, I'm not a baby Christian. I mean, I just recently got baptized, but like, I'm not like, this didn't happen yesterday. Like, I have an understanding of a lot of the things that people are talking about. Like, I'm not going to dress like how you think I'm going to dress. Like, nothing's changing in that department. Like, even like with like the you know, the music that I make or some of the content that I make, it's like, it's not for you, you know, it's not for you. You have no idea how many DMs that I got from like other goth kids that are in the same boat as I was. They're going, man, I'm at this crossroad and I want to go back to church, but like, I don't have a church to go to, or I feel like even within my own family unit, people have like, I'm an outcast and I'm trying to make my way back to Jesus, but like these people, you know, like, thank you for doing that, you know?
We are such flawed individuals in this sense. You know, we see a goth kid or we see a Kat Von D and she walks into church, you think that she's going to catch on fire, but man, she is on fire. She's on fire for the Lord. And to look at this and look at who she is and what she has done and decided and to follow Jesus, that doesn't mean that automatically she's going to be like a Stepford wife where she's all dressed up to the nines and completely change her style. No, we need Christians in every area of everybody's life. Like if you're one of those guys, you're a sports guy, you're a pro football player, and you're a Christian, and you wear all the Nike stuff and stuff like that, you're still a Christian. You're just in that area, the Kat Von D's, the goth era, that area. That's where she belongs. And then you got the Navy SEALs, the CIA agents. They're in that area. Like the Sean Ryan show is a great example. We need everybody in every area, and it's not a cookie cutter religion. Being a follower of Jesus Christ is not a cookie cutter religion. The most important thing is Christ and him crucified. And if you believe that and you become transformed by that message, that's all that matters. You're transformed. Now she has the ability to go out and reach these kids who before then had no hope in finding Jesus. She is so important. She is a child of God, and now she's inherited the kingdom. And she wants to let all these people that are dabbling in the occult and witchcraft and all that stuff, she wants to tell these people that that house is on fire and she knows the way for safety. And she can do that in a way that I can't do that and you can't do that. We're going to stop there. If you're leaving all these comments that you don't believe her or she's no good and all this stuff, if you're leaving those comments, her husband reads it too. Her son may even read it. Maybe not right now, but her husband reads it. And why is he going to take his time to change his life and become a follower of Jesus Christ if he reads the comments of these so-called Christians? Guys, your words have more power than you think. And don't just assume somebody's not a Christian because they don't dress like you or they don't act like you. You know, that's the biggest problem in the church, in the neighborhood churches today, is that we want everything to be cookie cutter. And that's all I have to say today. Thank you for tuning in to this reaction. Remember, the link is down in the description. It's Allie Beth Stucky. Go ahead and watch this whole, it's about an hour and 19 minutes. Go watch this whole interview. It's very good. She has some very great points. She says some great things. She says some things that you should pray about for her. And, you know, she's still in the process of being transformed. She said she's not a baby Christian. It didn't happen overnight. But a lot of times it takes years and years and years to get from milk to solid food. So just continue to pray for Kat Von D. Have her in your prayers. Pray for her husband. Pray for her son. And pray for all the goth kids that look up to her. Because, man, this world is ending. The kingdom is coming. And the more people we have, the better. We want to have a huge house party in heaven. We don't want it just to be this exclusive elitist party. We want everyone from all walks of nature to be there. We want all Christ followers there. So thank you so much for joining. If you like what you saw, please like, subscribe, share. And remember, guys, be dangerous. Love God. Love people. Love you.